Welcome to episode 72 of Inside Deschutes County. If you're driving across Central Oregon, getting things done around the house, or just taking a break in your day, we're glad you chose to spend a little time with us. Be sure to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast app or catch every episode anytime at deschutescounty.gov/podcast.
Deschutes County is an amazing place to
Ease
live.
of access.
Work and play.
Great place to raise a family.
I love the weather and the high density.
At Deschutes County, we provide excellent service.
Beautiful.
We're here to help you.
Deschutes County is the heart of Oregon.
Everyone wants to be here.
Welcome back to Inside Deschutes County. I'm Eric Breon. Well, today we're bringing back a format that I think listeners really enjoyed last time. It's our 10 things you need to know. And this time we're counting down the top things to know before heading to the 106th Wilco Deschutes County Fair Rodeo, presented by Indian Head Casino. And joining me today is Fair and Expo Director Jeff Curtis. Jeff, thank you for being here again.
Thanks for having me on twice in 5 months. I feel honored.
I know you were just here as we introduced you to Deschutes County. So getting all settled. Are you all settled in?
I'm still getting settled in, and you introducing me was a great first step, because after the podcast, a lot of people say, "Hey, Jeff, I heard you on the podcast." So I wanted to say thank you. And yeah, I'm getting adjusted. People are great. Nice to be here and just get my life in order as I build a life here. But at the same time, so busy with the fair planning season. It's been just a whirlwind.
Yeah, you got thrown in right about the time that starts to pick up pace, right?
Oh, definitely. There's definitely a pace to this event planning. It's a year-round process. People think, oh, it just happens. There's a lot to it, and it ramps up. And about that 5 months out, it really starts going, which is about the day I started. So, and then in addition to just the everyday planning of a property that we have out there with 275 events year-round, the fair is our pinnacle production, but it has so much use and work year-round.
So this was your first fair and rodeo, obviously, as we mentioned. Was it difficult to not get in there and feel like tinkering?
Yeah.
Like meddling with the process a little bit, like massaging it and kind of, I don't know, it's like making bread, just kind of twisting and turning and making little changes. Was it hard not to do that? Or were you like, oh, this thing is pretty much running pretty well?
Well, I had to stay committed to it. I said that in 5 months ago that I didn't want to make many changes. I wanted to see it, and that's still true. But staying committed to the hard part, when you saw something or our staff would bring a problem to you, you're wanting to like tinker with that. I tried to stay as disciplined as possible. Ultimately, I think I did a pretty good job with that. Kind of just let things roll because it's already a really good fair. So I'll be, as we produce this fair, be taking lots of notes. And trust me, at the staff level, we've already collected a lot of notes of things. Say, what about? And I said, no, I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that.
July 29th, right around the corner.
At 12 days out.
Here we go. As of this
podcast
As of this recording.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, because it might take a minute for this to get out. But yeah, July 29th and through the weekend.
Yeah, July 29th through August 2nd, 5 full days, wall to wall, time the doors open to the time they close. There is so much happening on that property.
Gates open
at 11 a.m. daily.
11 a.m. daily.
So you want to get there and get your fair experience going early and stay as late as you can. And it goes till 10 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday, 11 o'clock on Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday. We close a little earlier at 8.
Sounds good. All right. Well, let's get into the countdown. The 10 things that people need to know before going to the fair and rodeo. Let's start with number 10, shall we?
Yeah, let's jump right into number 10. Number 10 is a celebration of America's 250th on our opening day. So what has traditionally been a great full day to open the fair, we're actually honoring America's 250th, and we're going to couple that with our opening ceremonies. It's been a traditional aspect of the Deschutes County Fair. So what's new and different is our opening ceremonies are deeper into the day, a little cooler, hopefully that afternoon breeze at 6 p.m., not in the morning. It'll be on our main entertainment stage. So we're going to celebrate America's birthday and kick off everything that's great about the next 4.5 days at the fair at 6 p.m. on Wednesday.
Oh, so you're going to make it big.
Yeah, it's a big
opening.
Deal.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be a bigger deal, for sure.
Okay. I like it. All right, number 9.
For number 9, it's really has a 5 with it. 5 nights could have made this number 5 in theory, but 9
We should
works.
have.
Yeah,
We probably should have.
But not 5 nights of fabulous main stage entertainment. I think the Deschutes County Fair has a reputation of bringing in these great acts, and it's free with concert admission. So, so specifically, let's go through those 5 artists on this number. You wanna hear
hit
one?
me.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Sure. We're going to kick off after that opening ceremony, as I mentioned on Wednesday, the 29th. Is Grammy Award-winning country music legend Sarah Evans going to kick us off. Concerts are at 8 p.m. Each day except for Sunday. So we're going to kick it off on the 29th with Sarah Evans. Thursday, we're going to keep that country vibe going with Tyler Hubbard, former Florida Georgia Line member, went solo, having a great solo career. Doing great stuff. So have him on Thursday night. Friday night, we're going to an urban hip hop format with Ja Rule. And then Saturday, arguably our biggest fair day in terms of busyness and activities, Clay Walker. Wow, he's a legend in the country music scene. Happy to have him on site on the property. And then we'll close out the fair with a Hispanic show called Banda Carnival, and that's a 4 p.m. Show. So that's a lot packed in number 9.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of fun.
Absolutely,
that's a lot of fun, and those are all included with the price of admission, right?
Correct. Now, if you want to get a little better experience for a few extra dollars, you can go on the
VIP.
website and get a little VIP, which is basically gets you closer to the stage. And there's a whole beverage station, otherwise known as a bar, in that area as well. So just a little bit better experience. But at the end of the day, free with your fair admission. You just want to come see that music.
Well, we probably should have made the next one number 4, but it's number 8. So what's number 8 for us?
Number 8, we'd love this 4-8. But number 8 would be 4 nights of NPR rodeo action. So, who doesn't love a rodeo? And I have learned that moving here about all the terrific,
a lot of fun.
Great rodeos coming through. A lot of tradition with rodeos, and Deschutes County has its own. And what makes it unique, it's an indoor rodeo now. It's inside the First Interstate Bank Center. So 4 specific nights of great rodeos in a variety of formats. The Coastal Farm and Ranch NPRA Rodeo is going to be in town, and we're going to really do a good job of producing that. And then final Sunday, we have what we call our Duel in the Desert, which features high school rodeo athletes competing.
That's a lot of fun too.
Sure is, and it's unique.
And they're good.
They're really good. You'll see some of these athletes picked up on the circuit for sure.
A lot of action with that last one. I always was like, okay, well, concert, rodeo, which one do I go to? Come 2 nights, right, and get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you can do
right?
best of both worlds for sure, or you can do it blended too. Rodeos.
That's true.
Start
you
a little
walk right
earlier.
over.
Yeah, it's right next door, so you can go to the rodeo 6:30, get the opening of the rodeo, get a few of the attractions in, and then you can go head over to the concert at 8 p.m. So you can actually do both. You'll miss a little bit of the latter part of the rodeo action if you do need to get them in the same day.
Yeah, I always like the opening of the rodeo.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I mean, the spectacle of it, I don't know if they'll do it again this year, but where they, light the fire and do all the good stuff, the anthem, the flags around the arena, a lot of fun.
All that is part of our rodeo for sure.
All right, number 7, Jeff.
Number 7 doesn't have a number attracted to this one as part of it, but it's basically we've got a lot of new and old attractions that are blended together. And I like talking about new because what is new this year, and we got there's a variety of new, and I'll let our customers decide what's new and what's not new. But what I will specifically say is an off-axis bicycle stunt show is out at the fairgrounds this year. Excited about that. Petting zoo out there, children's museums doing an exhibit that's new, and then the entertainment across a variety of our smaller stages. Well, most of those are new, and they're part of a full fair experience.
And I think it's important to answer the question just because it has been in the news lately. We're having rides and those things. I mean, they're coming.
That I'm glad you brought that up. It absolutely. There we have a full carnival. No different than prior to Deschutes County Fair. There'll be a separate kids area for carnival attractions, and then the larger one for the bigger rides and attractions. Davis Shows puts on a great show, and this is a kind of a tribute to how our size and scope. One of the largest county fairs in the state, one of the largest county fairs, arguably in the West Coast. We are that size and scope. We have a big enough carnival company that can withstand some of the labor shortages of which caused some of our smaller fairs to lose their carnival due to some labor issues.
All right. Do you have a favorite, by the way, of some of the new attractions for this year?
I'm not. I can't play favorites.
Come
I
on.
have to play everything. I have to play it all equal. And sure, I probably do, but I'll just have to kind of wait and see.
I always like the dog show.
Yeah, the dog show's good.
Yeah, I'm partial.
Partial to that.
I'm a dog guy.
You're going to see that as well out there.
Yeah. Canine. I can't remember exactly what it's called,
Yep.
but the canine. The
Canine Kings.
There you go. That's right. He'd kill me for not knowing that because I've talked to him a few times.
Sure.
In fact, he's been on this podcast.
Oh, really? That's
great.
great.
A couple of years ago. All right. At number 6, we've got a brand new attraction that's sure to become a favorite this year. I'm really excited to see this. I think it'll be a lot of fun for families.
This is a family fair, without a doubt. And Davis Shows always looking to improve their overall inventory of rides, and informed me very early on back in March of this ride, and he's bringing. He being the family, Davis Shows, and his company bringing a double-decker carousel to the Deschutes County Fair. So we always love a good carousel, but this one you're going to have to ride twice. You go ride the lower deck and then then ride an upper deck one.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a double-decker, and I think it also kind of provides a real visual centerpiece to a great midway.
Well, that's going to be, cool views.
Yep.
Summer nights.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Going in circles on your on a carousel ride in a relaxed way, and just soaking it in. I'm going to be doing that. Sure.
Take your video camera, take your little gimbal, obviously cell phones, take your meta glasses or whatever else you want to do. Get some cool shots with that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's new, but mixed in with Davis Shows is all the favorite rides that everybody's looking forward to. Well, they'll be here. For sure.
Awesome. All right, number 5.
Number 5. Let's talk about Demolition Derby. Fairly new activity over when you look at the history. Couple years old.
Yeah.
When you look at 106 years of fair, Demolition Derby it's a couple years old. And the difference this year, it's on Sunday at noon to 3, before our final concert. So if you're familiar with the fairgrounds. You have the outdoor arena, Pro Caliber Arena. That's where the Demolition Derby. Then you have the main entertainment stage, and then you have the First Entertainment Bank Center, all right there. So all kind of combines and formats well on a timing standpoint. So noon to 3, our Demolition Derby is back on Sunday, August 2nd.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun.
For sure.
That one's a lot of fun. That one's when you should circle on your schedule. Schedule's out, by the way.
It is. I refer to it as, plan your fair experience in advance. Go to our website, deschutesfair.com, kind of look through the schedule. It's all out. Everything's there. And just kind of draw a little in those circles of what you want to see. Even look at days and plan ahead and look at that.
And if you're a paper guy like me, I think it was in the source.
Yeah, it's been printed as well.
So if you want to grab that, you can and kind of mark it up. And some good information in there as well about everything. Number 4 is kind of special, right? This one has, deep roots in our community, deep agricultural roots, and curious your thoughts on number 4.
Number 4, and there's a 4 in what I think of number 4, and that is it's a celebration and support of our 4-H participants, the 4-H organization, and FFA. And the bottom line is the future of agriculture lies in our youth. And the cornerstone of any fair, not just Deschutes County, the beginnings of fairs are rooted with deep appreciation celebrated into agriculture, livestock, growing of products that ultimately we sustain ourselves year round. And so this fair supports our youth. Their auction on Saturday raises thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that go directly to those youth. These kids have been working year-round and through educational programs and ultimately raising their animals to a point to get them auctioned off. And so it's definitely a piece, and I like to say agriculture blends with modern entertainment at any fair, and ours is no exception. So while you may be going to ride carnival rides and go see a concert, let's face it, a lot of people make their way through those barns, and we have very, very, not from a quality standpoint, 5 of the newer barn structures in the state out at our fairgrounds.
I mean, it's so cool because you can obviously go, you can interact with all the kids and the work that they're doing and the animals that they're passionate about, and then that auction is kind of the payoff for a lot of that, which is a spectacle in its own right, even if you're not, super engaged with the auction itself.
For sure.
It's kind of cool to watch, and just kind of see and kind of see the process of how it kind of comes full circle.
Yeah, Eric, and when you look at a fair, there's events, great events every weekend that captures the public's attention, interest. But the county fair is the only place something like that happens, where it blends together, and so you get to see it. And again, it's just celebrating our youth and appreciation for agriculture, and seeing those kids and the work they put in, and it's a great thing for anybody to see.
All right, Jeff. Cracking the top 3.
We
Tell
are
us about this
3.
one.
We like this one. It's we like them all in these top 10, but we're doing a new program with Les Schwab Tires, and we're creating a special Champions Lounge on what we call a Blue Ribbon Boulevard. So as we're just talking about the barn area of the fairgrounds, we've labeled it the Les Schwab Blue Ribbon Boulevard, and there's a lounge there that's specifically for all those kids. They can go in and kind of feel like VIPs. Anyway, the public can come in this lounge as well and educate and learn about those programs, but we're proud of this, and this is a new feature of our fair, one that we hope sticks around because it gives kids a chance to feel special. At the same time, the public can come in and learn a little bit about the programs that these kids have been involved in. So I think thanks to Les Schwab Tire for their support, and excited to get this as part of the fairgrounds activities.
Yeah, so this is not an adult lounge.
Nope.
This is a lounge for the
Just for kids.
to recognize all the hard work and all the efforts and the champions and recognizing some of the winners in this.
Correct.
Very cool.
Yeah, and if you're
cool
not in
of them to be a
4-H,
part of
and
it.
if you're not in 4-H, or you're not in FFA, you still go in there and actually kind of see it, and there are different activities inside this lounge as well. So it's built with the purpose, but with an overall broad appeal as well.
I'm excited to see that. That's new.
Yeah, that is new.
Was that part of your tinkering?
It was part of the
little bit of Jeff Curtis magic right there, huh?
A little bit of the tinkering there.
I like it. I like it. All right, number 2, pretty special one, especially as we celebrate America's 250th, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say about this one.
Yeah, we there's some days during the fair you kind of want to just label it with something, so it's not just another day at the fair. And opening day has got its opening day label. It's also a celebration of America's 250 on the Wednesday, but on Saturday, August 1st, it's National Guard Day. We just want to say it proudly. Honor those who serve in our guard that we never want to take for granted, and just they'll be doing giveaways at the gates, chance for the public to say thank you for their service, for our guardsmen who serve and volunteer their weekends, and whenever we need them, we know they'll be there. So that day of the fair is on Saturday, and we're excited to have that and label that day a special National Guard Day.
So besides the label, what can visitors expect? Are they going to be able to, see anything in particular, or you talked about giveaways?
Yeah.
Is there anything else like that?
Just the giveaways and interacting at our gates, at our front door. It's really just and just drawing the attention that we as a fairgrounds and as a fair planning, that we want to say thank you and honoring a day to them, and then give them a chance, the Oregon Guard, to be present and be to acknowledge and to meet people. So that's I think the key. It's that connection with the public is what's so special about it. You may walk away with a keychain or some giveaways. At the end of the day, it's that connection.
All right, Jeff. We're kind of flying through these things.
Yeah, we are. We can just keep talking though.
But I think this one might take a little bit of time to explain, because it's probably the most important thing. It's why we have it at number 1. And I'm really interested in what you have to say, particularly because you're new to Deschutes County. You're new to the role of fair director. Mm-hmm. I'm sure now it's starting to gain some steam. So as you explain number 1, I'm very curious what that is.
Let's roll the drum roll, please. Number 1, and it's got some emotion built into number 1, and it has emotion for me because it blends my career. I've dedicated my entire career, 30 plus years, to kind of this central theme at number one, and I'm really proud and looking forward to seeing this see it in real life, and that is that a fair is more than a fair. We call it a fair, but it's really a community tradition. In this case, a 106-year-old tradition right here in Deschutes County. I labeled that number one because, the fair and rodeo bring together agriculture, rodeo, carnival rides, concert, food, family entertainment, and kind of transitions all that, blends it into one event that has something for everyone. And the traditions are what has been made individually. And that's what we talk about. That's what I share is that my traditions might be different than yours, Eric. And your neighbors might be different than your other neighbors. It might be going to the fair to get that special food as they're your tradition. Or it might be you're going to the fair because you've always gone and went and saw the sheep first thing you did. Or you're going to the fair because you always did that with your mom or dad. And you're continuing that tradition with your own children. That's the beauty of this event. And to have it last, and this is the other piece about this number one, festivals, fairs, they're hard to sustain, especially in the modern world. Financial challenges, pressures in everyday life. Events are not necessarily fully sustainable long term. They come and they go.
They're not guaranteed.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And something about a fair, and this is common in fairs throughout the United States, that tradition and those roots are strong enough to withstand challenges, issues, things of that nature. And I think that's the case here. And I only think, I know. I just the reason I put the word think into my statement is because I get to see some of these traditions with my own eyes and talk to people when we open those gates.
Yeah, that must be really interesting because, you just been here a few months and hearing about the Deschutes County Fair and Rodeo, probably part of the reason why you came here, I'm guessing. And now you're just days away from seeing it in action. Is there something you're excited about seeing in terms of, okay, we've got events, we've got attractions. If it were me, I'd want to kind of, how does this thing make me feel?
It's what I want to see, and I always have this called people, place, and purpose, and that's a Jeff Curtis thing, if you want to call it that, in event planning. And the people part is that I'm looking forward to. It's not necessarily talking to the 150, 170,000 people that make their way through there 4 or 5 days. It's seeing the interaction of people and the smiles on their faces and the experiences that and at the end of the day, I'm bringing to life with a lot of help. The Fair Association, the team that works year-round on this from a volunteer perspective to the Fair and Expo staff, we're bringing this place to life in a unique blend. So I'm looking forward to just witnessing it, seeing and seeing the people, seeing the smiles on their faces, seeing the experiential things that are going on, whether it be riding that double-decker carousel or going to that rodeo, and then also just watching the entertainers, because the entertainers love it too. They feed off of it. Whether it be the smallest stage or the big stage, it's purposeful, and I think that's why I would say it.
Are you gonna be able to take it in, or are you gonna have a radio on your hip going, kind of moving everybody around and getting things in place and dealing with logistics? I hope you get a chance to kind of see it as a whole, as opposed to kind of dealing with the very important things of the day in, day out operations and logistics of the fair. I guess maybe set aside some time for that. What are you thinking?
I'm absolutely setting. Here's my general, and I'm fortunate in the case of it's not all Jeff Curtis doing this, and this. There is a team and teams plural of resources, really from the Deschutes County Fair Association, a nonprofit rooted in this fair, that are actually front lines providing a lot of that heavy work. Yes, my phone's going to ring. Yes, my radio's going to go off. But if we've done our job well, and I've been a good enough leader in the months ahead of this fair, it's easy to take it in. And I hope that's the case. Of course, I'm going to be there responding, and I'll be physically present. And it's 16, 17, 18, 19-hour days. But yeah, that's the fun part. That's my payoff, is actually walking to the fair, sitting down and enjoying some fair food and listening and talking to people, you bet I'm going to be doing that. I'm doing that a lot.
Yeah, it's your Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Any food in particular Jeff Curtis puts on his radar to go?
Yeah,
seek out?
I had my food in Alaska. I had my food at the Rose Festival. I haven't found this yet because I
So
haven't seen
need to
it
see
yet.
it. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll be paying
I mean, it
close
was
attention.
always a corn dog for my family. It was just gotta grab a corn dog.
Yeah, well, I think the food piece is important, and if we have time, I'd like to share a little bit of that. I think this blends the whole fair experience with an experience I had as the CEO of the Portland Rose Festival Foundation. It involves food in a food court. And this relates to my experience, and that is, try to sit. I don't go grab food and run back to my desk. I try to sit in the food court and just take it all in. So a lot of fairs, this one not included, is there's table seating, but you're sitting with other people. So I sit down. I'm at the Rose Festival early in my career. I sit down at this table, and it was right during the whole economic downturn in the early. Well, I think it was like 2007. The home market.
Yeah.
It was really rough time for a lot of families. I sat there eating my food, and I see this family, and they sit next to me, and it was something odd about this family. First of all, they put a cooler out on the table, and that's we had a rule: no coolers. You got to buy our food because that's the business side. Like you got to buy. And they put this cooler down on the table. That's not right. But what I paid attention to was this family, what happened next. And that they opened that cooler, and Dad put out a few grapes, one sandwich cut into 4 small pieces, and 1 juice box. And he had his 2 children, and Mom put them too. And that was their food. And what was telling for me was these kids were sitting with all this wonderful choices everywhere. I mean, carameled apples and yakisoba noodles, and they're sitting there eating this peanut butter jelly sandwich and a couple grapes. And I remember the mom said, this is all we got. And what hit me most, Eric, was I think it was the daughter who said, "It's okay, Mom. Thank you for taking me to the Rose Festival." And they made a choice. They made a choice, and they probably saved up to pay for that admission. They couldn't afford to buy the food, but they made an experience for their kids, and they made a choice. And that culminates, and that kind of resonates in kind of the purposeful work that I do and the team at Deschutes County Fair will do and could have done for years. Is we are purposeful. We're providing that experience to everybody, and that's where it hits home. Like we did that. We allowed that to happen.
Well, I didn't mean to go down this rabbit hole, but I think it's really interesting because a fair, you're trying to make it community-wide, but there's obviously a business aspect to it,
Definitely.
and an operations part of it, and cost and things like that. But making it affordable, how do you balance that for families? Because for some folks in these times, it's tough. It might be tough to get those ride tickets, or it might be tough to pay for the $10 lemonade or whatever it is. I don't want to, throw lemonade makers under the bus, but you get my drift here. I mean, it can be a spendy venture, but you want to make it available to all. That's got to be tough for you.
Yeah, you said it. It is a business, though. We have to pay the bills. It is expensive to produce the size and scope. Everything has a cost. Even turning the lights on to running the amount of just look around a fair, everything that's happening there, and there is an economic side. You have to have revenue to not only pay the bills. In this case, the fair has to be successful enough to sustain and contribute to the year-round operations of the fair and expo. Has to play a role in that. So you have to have a monetary component, and it is a balancing act. And you can buy things in advance to save you a few dollars. Certainly, you can buy an unlimited wristband rides. So there's ways to do it. But it's always a challenge, and it will be a challenge, and you can't please every single group from a financial perspective. So every day in your planning mode, you just kind of go, have we done what enough? So you're probably never going to check all the boxes, but it is a continual challenge. But we're not economic, but I'll let your listeners know that on Thursday we're doing something new that hits a part of an audience that doesn't go to a fair typically because it's too much stimulus, lights, sound. We're doing a sensory-friendly morning.
Wow.
Specifically,
That's
before the
great.
fair opens. It's I'd call it a pilot program. You can look at our website and get some more details on it, but it's because it's limited to a certain number of individuals because we can't accommodate huge numbers. But those who do get in and get it between 9 and 11, they get this unique fair experience. The carnival, a few carnival rides, not all, will be open to this group. No lights, no sound. The games we'll go play a few games that are very specific to this. We'll go into the open class exhibits to walk through a quiet room to look at some of the jars of cans of jam and the pies and all that stuff. So I'm proud of this. I'm proud of the team for doing this, for putting it together. And it's a pilot program, but we talk about the economic side. Those are choices we have to make, but there's also groups of people that want to experience a fair that don't because there are other challenges and so this is one solution we're doing for this year.
Well, what a great concept, and kudos to you and your team for doing that, and just kind of wrapping your arms around everybody, because that might be tough for some folks. I mean, I know my sister struggles with flashing lights and loud noises and things like that, and so she might be hesitant to go to something like that. And I think opening the doors for something like that, cool idea, and hope it's successful.
Sure.
Jeff, this is going to be awesome.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about it. I got to say, and I haven't been in Deschutes County very long, but a few years now. I've been to the fair a few times, and I know you don't want to pick favorites, but for me, open class is super cool.
It is.
And one of the people that make it really special is Rachel McIntosh.
Rachel McIntosh. You bet.
And if you get a chance to go in there and see, she's been doing it for decades. She makes quilts that are unbelievable. They're beautiful. They're quality. Just get a chance to go look at them. And then she kind of helps run this whole thing. And I just think that kind of helps tell the story of the Deschutes County Fair. And not only that, but her ranch contributes the horses to the rodeo, and I mean, it's just, to me, that just kind of tells the story of the Deschutes County Fair.
It's perfectly appropriate. That's the people part. This isn't Jeff's fair. This isn't my staff's fair. This isn't the county's fair. It is called the county fair, but it's the people that make it possible. I'm not doing. Rachel's does great work, and that's the perfect example. Whether it be in the rodeo arena, whether it be behind the stage, there are people who have been doing this a long time with great passion towards it. And the open class is one example, and there's others. And that's why I can enjoy some of this, because they're doing their work with passion and great energy, and they know what they're doing, and I trust them. And so that's part of the magic, is having those people that have been around a long time doing and who love it and share a passion.
Yeah, and if you see the people wearing the vests.
Those are the Fair Association.
Yeah, if you see them.
Thank them.
Yeah,
right? Walk up to say thank you.
Just walk up to them and say thanks, because they're doing a ton of work behind the scenes.
For sure.
Jeff, thanks for counting down the top 10 things that you need to know before going to this year's Deschutes County Fair and Rodeo. We'll see everybody and see you.
Be there.
July 29th.
Thanks for having me on, Eric. Really appreciate it.
For tickets, schedules, and the latest information about the 106th Deschutes County Fair and Rodeo, visit the Fair and Expo website at DeschutesFair.com. Gates open July 29th at 11 a.m. The concerts and rodeo are free with admission. We hope to see you there. Thanks for listening to Inside Deschutes County. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss future conversations like this. Or you can listen anytime at DeschutesCounty.gov/podcast. Drop us a review, drop us a rating. We'd really appreciate it. But until next time, please be safe out there